My never I say ma Pendream TV. Pendream TV there, I see them yopo.
Yo, abusha for asam kese bi ebesi afranka ensi so. Ene a year parliament NDC emra hyebedwafo ahyiam de ensem bi abetudwa. Na meka ne say there is fire on the mountain. Yes, there is fire on the mountain. Na say yanhwe yi a omanpenyini Akufo-Addo ebedane oman yabutu. In fact, metumi aka ne say omanpenyini Akufo-Addo amambue yi mu no waye bibia bi wache say waye boni bia bi. In fact, boni bia meka ne say government bia betena so da ama enunti asojafo etu sa government no efiri aban mu no omanpenyini Akufo-Addo aban wi omaye bi omaye amana trampo enti yenda nyame mpo ase se oman wi yeda so gina enan so a asojafo bia mfiri baabi enye action bia eye nyame na wose yeda na ase na yenya di adidaso se said ye be bia no December 7th elections no ebetumi ede insisa bia ba ama se mpo saa adwempo no wo obitirim soja ni bitirim ana se bibi saa enam se insisa be banti no na otuo ana etuo akotwere babia ewo se etuo kotwere na asomdwi aba no man Ghana asan afa ne ntomapa afra abusiafo ni nyina ne se eye emrahye badwam mo be kaya enkrofo bi across carpet na meka ne se omo nipa miensa eko independence ena baako so cross party baako mu a enunti mra na chese omo seat no malusu eye Aban Bagbin our speaker of the parliament kasa e kire mu se esan emra wode ye adwuma e parliament ho ene de asida e parliament ho nti no no so ehwe emra no mu a ohunu se ehu behia se sa ankrofo yi ye be yi o ma fi parliament se ne ye ne da no na asemi ekoto odwa no ekoba ne se ekoba ne sa ne che se NPP fo beba be minority e parliament na omo pese omo nye minority nti no mas sorry krim e de asem no ko Supreme Court na omo akodane asem na ni ye nyina yenim Supreme Court ayo Ghana ha na obi anim omo unanimous defense FC na ye nyina yenim se efra omo ne Ghana ni bia ngi Supreme Court ND because obi ahu ne say they are there to do the bidding of the government and I say the president na we na ene NDC amanukuo no mrahye badwafo a mososo wo parliament akotenase akochiri mu say near Supreme Court aka no they are not going to take it enya adwuma ne ena enya adwuma china because parliament eye bia omo ankasa ewo tumi a omo de bom ho ban a sabio omo nhye Supreme Court ase ena saso na Supreme Court ensure mase they have the same powers. It is a Supreme Court ebetumi de nsa abetototo omo nsemu a then they can also show them to we show down afi na start. In fact nsamo no de me pese ye kɔ na ikutie sɛdeɛ eye NDC for ka omo nsam no si faaye sɛ ne be ankoye sɛ makɔgye asam na ka mo abusuafo mesraw sɛ yenkɔ na ansa na yebɛkɔ no abusua me yenka boy e de akyerɛw sɛ wopɛ akwantuo bi atu akɔ amanoni sɛ Europe America wherever a wopɛ sɛ utu kwan a akwanya abɛda ho e de ama wo sɛ wobɛfrɛ eye border cross travel and tour abusua from na woni omo nkasa unni how unni problem. This is a credible place bia ni how akɔ no wa faili obia ni ho for that is why we are here to tell you. Number bit me from asiso 0303 977006 0303 977006 and that's 0500 41 0007 0500 41 0007 pacho from a catch say Pendream TV and at once I can number no said be to me a sort out ye me pacho afi yenko na yenko tie enkomo no said ye course so ewo ye NDC akache NDC majority caucus yenko tie omo nkomo no ne enra
order shall inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under clause 1B to E, G and H of Article 97 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. I also cited the Saturday 7th November 2020 precedent where a similar fact occurred, coincidentally involving the same Honorable Andrew Esiama Amoako. The then NPP Member of Parliament had gone to file his nominations for the December 2020 parliamentary elections as an independent candidate. Based on those facts, Honorable Andrew Esiama Amoako's party, the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, wrote to the then Speaker, Professor Reverend Mike Aaron Okwe, to communicate those facts. In that communication to the Speaker, the NPP indicated that Honorable Andrew Esiama Amoako had forfeited his membership of the New Patriotic Party. This led to his immediate removal from the Parliament by Right Honorable Professor Reverend Mike Aaron Okwe, the then Speaker of Parliament. Right Honorable Mike Aaron Okwe concluded that Article 97(1) automatically kicked in without the need for any court order. Indeed, no one legally questioned his decision. My statement drew some comments from the floor as allowed by the standing orders of this House. After listening to the comments of members which often turned into argument, the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, requested for 2 days to ponder over the statement, comments and argument that ensued to enable him give a considered response. On Tuesday, 17th October 2024, the Speaker responded to the statement and agreed that the facts contained in the statement were indeed true. This is because the notice of pool issued by the Electoral Commission of Ghana in respect of those constituencies confirmed that the said individuals had indeed engaged in the conduct alleged in my statement. On the basis of this fact, not being in dispute, Mr. Speaker proceeded to evaluate the circumstances and decided that their conduct breached Article 97(1)G and H. Pursuant to Order 18 of the Standing Orders, the Right Honorable Speaker communicated to the House the vacancies of the 4 seats. For the avoidance of doubt, the Speaker's decisions to declare the 4-seat vacant is lawful exercise of his responsibilities derived from the 1992 Constitution and the Standing Orders of Parliament. The effect of the Speaker's declaration is that currently we no longer have an independent member of Parliament. The NPP has 135 members of Parliament only. The NDC has 136 members of Parliament, and there is no second Deputy Speaker of Parliament. This effectively alters the configuration of the 8th Parliament significantly. The NPP group in Parliament are now the minority caucus as defined by the relevant sections of Order 6 of the Standing Orders of Parliament. The minority caucus means members of the party or parties that have the second largest number of seats in Parliament. Honorable colleagues, the NDC MPs in Parliament now constitute the majority caucus in line with the Standing Orders of Ghana's Parliament. Yeah. Fellow countrymen and women, the NDC now constitute the majority caucus in this 8th Parliament. We will jealously protect our new majority status and will not bow, retreat, nor surrender our lawfully earned status. Yeah. I repeat, fellow countrymen and women, the NDC now constitute the majority caucus in this 8th Parliament. We will jealously protect our newly majority status and will not bow, retreat, nor surrender our lawfully earned status. We will also not abdicate our responsibility to the people of Ghana, no matter what.
Thank you.
Nothing, absolutely nothing will
Simple.
change this position.
Yeah, man.
We are fortified that the proceedings of Parliament shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or placed out of Parliament. Any interference with the business of Parliament is unlawful, unacceptable, and shall be resisted. We have never hidden our position that we are in Parliament for the ordinary people of Ghana. It is indeed true that we will use our new majority numbers to benefit Ghanaians by introducing private members' bill to remove the e-levy and to reduce the suffering of the people of Ghana. It is also true that we will use our new majority to remove the vacant tax and other nuisance taxes. Already, this NPP government has made Ghana a high tax regime, and that it is affecting the survival of businesses and the people of Ghana. We assure you that we will use our new majority to protect businesses and the people of Ghana, as we have always maintained.
Thank you.
We are confident that the Right Honourable Speaker has acted fairly, firmly, and lawfully in a matter that is perfectly within his province. Speaker Bagben has had a distinguished and unprecedented 32-year career in Parliament of Ghana. Right Honourable Alban Bagben is a courageous and resolute leader. We stand with him, pledge our support, and urge him to protect the dignity and sanctity of the Parliament of Ghana.
Bam.
In the same vein, we call on Ghanaians to stand by the Speaker and resist oppressors' rule.
Bam.
From day one, we have not reneged on our fight for the people of Ghana. The opportune time has come, and we are determined to immediately commence the process to reverse the Kufuor-Bawumia mess and put our country back on track. The people of Ghana can count on us and be rest assured that the NDC majority will protect the interests of the people of Ghana. Thank you very much.
Adam.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Leader, Majority Leader. We will now take questions from the media. Yes.
Thank you very much, Leader.
Yes,
yeah, my name is Kunku Asante from Joy News. So, Leader, on Friday, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled to stay.
I didn't get. Did you say the majority leader? I filled in the question to the majority leader.
You say leader. You say leader. Let him continue.
Address it properly.
The Supreme Court of Ghana,
address him properly.
Yes. The Supreme Court unanimously stayed the ruling or the decision of the Speaker. Rightly so, some persons have criticized the decision of the Supreme Court. And we know that when the Supreme Court speaks, it is law until that same is set aside or vacated. On what basis, therefore, will the NDC group call this out majority when the Supreme Court has purported to set aside what Speaker Bagben did last week, Thursday?
Other questions? Yes, more questions. Yes.
Thank you. Give a proper address.
Thank you, Majority Leader.
Yes.
My name is Simon Agena, the Dean of the Parliamentary Press Corps. Since the statement or the decision of the Speaker to declare those 4 seats vacant, NPP has finally admitted that Professor Michael Quay's ruling was wrong. Why is the new majority pushing for a wrong precedent in Parliament?
Thank you. Let's get a third one, then we respond. Anyway, there's no hand up now, so we will take the response.
To the question about the purported directive of the.
I like the statement. Purported directive. Purported. Yes.
To suspend a decision of Parliament. We are not aware of any law or any constitutional provision that enables anybody to suspend a decision of the Speaker in Parliament properly constituted. What we know is that under Article 2 of the Constitution and Article 130 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court has jurisdiction to make a declaration as to whether or not an act is consistent or inconsistent with a provision of the Constitution. But to suspend a decision of Parliament or a directive of the Speaker in Parliament, we are not aware of the legal basis of a conduct like that. Be that as it may, we as parliamentarians act on the basis of communication coming to us from the Speaker. We don't hear things in the news and act on them, or cite copies of records of proceedings in any court on social media and act on them. We act on the basis of communication coming to us from the Right Honorable Speaker. And if that communication says we should walk into the sea, we walk into the sea.
Simple.
Because we listen only to the Speaker.
Simple.
And nobody else in relation to the integrity, the legality, and the appropriateness of what has happened in the chamber of Parliament. So that is my brief response to you in terms of your question. And the second question, which relates to the precedent that has been set by Mike Okwe, and why we in the majority today will be seeking to benefit from that precedent. I will say that when Mike Okwe gave his ruling in 2020, there were many who disagreed with him, and there were many who benefited from that ruling. But when Speaker Bagwin responded to the statement made by our now majority leader and went ahead pursuant to Order 18 to communicate the vacancy of the 4 seats. In responding, he made some comments also. And his commentary was so persuasive that even those of us who questioned the propriety of Mike Okwe's action in 2020 became convinced that indeed Mike Okwe was right. I'm one of those that in 2020 publicly disagreed with Mike Okwe. I believe it was because Mike Okwe did not articulate his position very well. And when Speaker Bagwin responded to the statement and communicated the vacancy of the seats, and in doing so made some statements, his arguments or his commentary in relation to Article 97 1G was very, very persuasive, very persuasive, especially his position that if Article 97 is applicable to the next Parliament, then it becomes a useless provision. It's not necessary. And those who provided for it in the Constitution could not have intended to engage in a useless exercise. So I can assure you that we are not convinced because Michael Okwe did it. We are convinced because we now see wisdom in the provision in the Constitution and the action of those who drafted our Constitution.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We take three more. We take three more. We'll come this way. We'll go. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Leader. My name is Arinan Ponsa, and I work with Adom TV. My question is for the third here. Even though Speaker Baldwin cited evidences of these MPs reported to have vacated their action, wouldn't that be better for the Speaker to have heard from them before acting? The argument of the fact that they acted on nothing, because officially they have not received letters from their political partners.
Thank you very much. Next.
I want to find out in the online news that the Speaker decided to approach the Supreme Court's decision. What would this do?
We'll cross that bridge when we get it. Next.
Thank you. My name is Kweku Sejilan, so I work for GhanaMPs.com. My simple question, I'm a bit worried. This particular parliament started with a fight.
Started with what?
Okay. And looking at where you are going before the lifespan of this parliament, and would you end with a fight?
No. If we are fighting against poverty and corruption. Thank you. The last one, then the leadership.
Thank you. Your colleague Makin argues that you made a statement and that decisions are taken if it is a motion, and yours was a statement, and so the Speaker's ruling is against the orders of the House. What is your response?
Okay, let me start. As always, I'll be starting. Colleagues will fill in. Thank you very much for the questions. Let me start with the one from Adom FM, Adom TV. These persons in question, the 4 former MPs, they were in the House, some of them. They have representations as leadership. They are either with the majority or minority. None of them denied the fact that they have contested as independent candidates or have moved from independent to a political party. So what else do we want the Speaker to do? So, and the evidence are out there. They are colleagues. We know they have contested. It's a matter of fact. So it's not something that someone is sitting somewhere and concocting a story or as such. It is a matter of fact, and they could not deny it. To date, they've not been able to deny it. Number 2, you raised the issue with what my colleague, Honorable Afenyo Makin, apparently may have said. I doubt he made that kind of pronouncement, because obviously it is not up to him to interpret the standing orders of the House. He can speak to it, but the decision is not up to him. It is for the Speaker to interpret the standing orders of our House. So you can rule him out of order with what he said. And then the last one, as to whether we will fight. The only thing we'll fight has to do with the fight against corruption. We'll fight corruption, but we'll fight. We don't intend to fight in the chamber. We don't intend to fight. We only fight corruption and protect the Constitution. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you.
Just to add to that, if you notice on that fateful day of the beginning of this parliament, it was government that ordered the military and the police to enter the chamber and assault members of parliament. Indeed, my colleague, Honorable, our colleague, filed a motion for those individuals, of which we have details of those military officers and what they did in the chamber. But I can guarantee you, it's not yet sunset on those issues. Just to add, we are aware that between yesterday and today, some elements of government have had a meeting again to deploy the military to the precincts of Parliament to enter the tent. We are aware of that. We can just ask those around the Accra Sports Stadium that at a point in time tomorrow, they repeat the same misconduct. We can guarantee them the people of this country are sovereign. If you wear a military uniform or police uniform, you work to the constitution. But they should be aware that the life of this government is less than 2 months. They will have to account for their conduct in 2020 and whatever they do tomorrow. But they shouldn't be surprised the people of this country would react forcefully to any misconduct of anybody in uniform on Tuesday and beyond. Thank you. We take the last batch of questions, if you have any. Yes.
Last batch. And then after that, we'll do the three versions.
Tuesday, both of you are returning to the chamber. I'm talking about both sides. And of course, the decisions are varied. Doesn't whatever happens on Tuesday rest with the speaker? Do you have indication as to how the speaker will allow things to pan out? Because the decision as to whether what happened at the court holds or doesn't rest with the speaker. And what would be your expectation of the speaker?
Thank you. Next question. Should we say that's the final question?
Yes.
Before we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, I'm not the Speaker of Parliament, and I cannot preempt the Speaker. I don't know his intention. All what I can assure you is that the NDC majority believes that we are the majority, and we'll do just that. We'll protect what has been given to us lawfully. Nothing more, nothing less. But apart from that, let's wait for the Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, yes, our colleague, the Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Amako Kipwa, will do a short account revision.
May body tough on the crowd. Now, Majority Leader, I say 4 members of Parliament, Honorable Kwachiaka, Honorable Asserting, Honorable Mamde Morrison, and Honorable Andrew Esiema. 4 members of Parliament, I call Honorable Esiema, if independent, I could join MPP, were filing 3 other members, no, if political party do more filing independent. Yembra no, ye constitution, no. Article 97, 1 G and H. HSS or Muyasa, no, HSS, say, Omu advocate, Omu seat. Na speaker so who to me say, or Tissa, say, Oma yeti or parliament. Which ye stand order now. And nothing as speaker to 2 sanamo. The speaker ye na. Wamra kwan so said na so ye neba no sa no ntino ama yen NDC fo na ye minority no se sia ye majority ye ho adoso ase MPP fo wo hwamra mu no a se sia no che se ye oha aduasansia na MPP fo ye oha aduasa enum ama ye akoye majority na sa majority na ye mra kwan so na de ama ye Nenya dia yabetutu mu fom. Say the leader kai no, ye be gina say ye majority, ne aye niema majority ye. Ye be ye niema ebeboa Ghana man. Na ye ma obia emetiatia ye mfa ho di so. Ye gidi say speaker ni decision na o make ye no e mra kwan so obia entumi nsisa no. Na ye be gina say ye majority going forward. Now, ye majority so ye no. Ye bebo modern say sa America ye de be ye niema bia ye nim say ha Ghana for. For example, tax how many yen bibi to say ye levy bibi say betting tax. Ye be to na more than didn't 10 tema make sure say sa America ni nyina ya sesa na ama Ghana for ho ato.
Okay.
Yeah.
The majority in Parliament has just addressed the press conference to set the records straight. As far as the majority is concerned, the ruling by the Speaker still holds, and that the NDC forms the majority in Parliament. Again, they have also made it emphatic that on Tuesday they are going to defend Parliament and, of course, defend the Constitution. And so what they have basically done is to send a message means that the NDC will protect the Constitution, will defend the ruling by the Speaker of Parliament, and more so, the decision or the action taken by the court is unconstitutional. And because the action taken by the court is unconstitutional, there's no way they expect to obey the stay of execution by the 5 panel member of the Supreme Court. They have also said that whatever it takes to defend it will happen. They have also sent a very strong message to the Ghana Armed Forces that should they be used for anything differently, they will resist it. And if nothing changes at law, what they will do is to make sure that if there is change in government, they will do. So that's how we bring you a wrap of the press conference held by the majority in Parliament.
How can we solve the unemployment?
They say, I don't know, yes. Majority in Parliament, NDC caucus, Omabekasa. Who say at this point and at this moment, Omotimi Aba Abontin Abekasa. I'm a Ghana for who say they are not just meek and they are not toothless. They can arise. Abuja for the American Nakusini said, dear NDC for Mrashibajum for Ayen, no quine swan. Dear MPP for Anya Bera or Moye Ninan, a Huna bomb. Huna abo Ninan say, or Munim say, Emreka Kraya Aka is a NDC for a majority in Parliament. Omobesa not here Eddie Agu, a year Mahmoud Baumia, ne campaign. Mbesa Nyagu. Because Omunu says so majority, there are some things they can easily overturn it. BBT say e-levy, COVID levy. My friend saying sporting bet levy near what they can easily change it. And as we through her no more, who or my penina be the chira was here to Obama mayor president and son way year through. Your year through we are afraid the now person there now about the cock year through. Just a winny fee through who be. The can now back one or two. Na Ghana for Eddie Nasie Ediama opposition no our mere majority in parliament and so what me is how can see no Eddie Freedom. So we shall for this time. Was a NDC for money a thing. Yes. Now said ye Okanye no cre Sachina and Tuesday Omboka kofa a year a soldier for abaho Eddie abedi muasem. Hansu sa soldier for no meba abedi muasem. So we a soldier near shawatare as a braho bedi muasem. Sa atemu dano sia. If the day of judgment no bad, after say power a change no, ho and obu smoothness level. Ho na obu se obi nya jifobi wo Ghana anaso nya jifobi. So you throw into jailer. Now I'm a MP na ana minister na order o ma obedi sa amoasam no. Na wa masa minister na abe odase yin free eye jail ho already mo aye dem ba ya mo bedi mo asam no mo ama asam ho dada eno ye nyankan because ye dia court but still ye nka ho asam because MPP court na teso ti ye nka ho asam na musa ko jimi we ya Ghana for di omani hwe ye be kire mo amoma hu se oman no eye dia ye man. Yes, to me no ehye Ghana for nsa enya mo military ne nsa mo de ye ne di to me no ebia ma mo sa mo mebo ye ho ban mo ni to me bia we so You are just watchmen. And this or China, we a soldier ni military ni awubu mra di mra so. Hweye na wa mfa wo ho ankodom sa ankrofo yi. And I know say enkrofo omode omobeba no enkoye sabio eye asojafo a omunim de no ma dwunum ado. A professional military men. They wouldn't even be those people. China ebe azugu boys ni bi ne yede ombeba. It will not even surprise me. Say soldier for China Tuesday ombe hu omo e parliament one. They are not soldiers. They are not fine saying soldiers are say ya twere omudin e wo emram. They will not be. Yes, they will not be soldier for ya twere omudin. They are on record as military men. They will be azugu boys. For now, you do call a year a friend saying, what do you call it? Ayawaso wagon, ekudin some hunu, any mwasam or honomo. Those are some of the people a year beba. You was a sabi. Boys are young one cassa train no more abidin questions. But you see, whatever you do, you are all Ghanaians. You will be fished out. You will be fished out no matter what you do. And this is what they also use soldier near could this am. I mean, sir, the professional soldier, the professional military men will not do that. And Ghanaians are watching. And says, Adian so baswa, yebekasa. Emrano, enya MPP diao, enya Kufuado diao, and then the Supreme Court sabe nedia. Emra Ghana yedibu omaino, a Ghana fu nyina yedia. And so we have the right to defend our constitution. We have the right to make sure say ebema emra aye juma e okrum ha na obi antoto mra na ase. Ya bre ene say Ghana court ni nyina akoda ni stooges. Excuse my language. Ediama omampenyi na Kufuado. It is very unfortunate. Ghana for nyina hu said no, nyoma nko ye. Sa mwasem yi na sabe e course wa nansem bi sa mo be kaya last 2 years, so last year so I stand to be corrected. A whole national security boss can da pa be kan ebe ma ban no warning say hey enyoma e koso no hu na kwanya judicial nifa so di insam edema eye government de bi asem bi aba chese asem kwa eye logic asem a chese eye like chese normal thing na obi anim sa asem de say na we say koba no na because say mo pese mo hear the bidding of the Akufo-Addo government intino na makodi asem no tra no kanda pa be ma mo won say mo nhwe ye na the problem breye ye waso ye tie de e koso kofobi ya de ku aba because of sa no asem na e koso munjai no man kohwie man hwe yi am de ku beba krom ha because oman no soldier fo egu ho no enye MPP fo nko na eyi soldier fo wum ena enye NDC fo nko na eyi soldier fo wum man hwe yi a mo de civil war na beba krom ha. Be careful. Be careful. Ye kanda pa na this a warning no beto ho abusiafo asem ya meken bit ma call Google bit ma call internet so akọ secretary kanda pa came to warn them, warn the government and the judiciary said they should be careful with the way we do among some aban di among some aban and the problem say ba abusiafo ne make kan kosi nyina na say the Supreme Court ne Ghana court no they are setting a stage for something bad to happen in this country. But they should understand that what they are doing, when there's something bad comes, we will suffer and they will also suffer. Omunya mutirimu ndidimo. Omunya mutirimu ndidimo. Ebiasi okrom hadaw. Munya mutirimu ndidimo. Enti se do kwotena ho so we judge. Na so one play a professional role to make sure that no credie ne de bebo ɔman no ho bra na ukogye de upay masters atua okasa be ya na asɛm ba wo so binya problem ebre aso sɛ yɛn nyinaa aso man yɛbɛdwene ɔman no ho akyɛn yankasa yɛbotom ne yafu because sɛ wonya wiase agyapadeɛ nyinaa na sɛ wohwere wo nkwa a deɛ bɛmfasoɔ ɛna judge wobɛnya so wonya wiase agyapadeɛ nyinaa wie na sɛ problem bi si wɔ kurom ha na wo man ti a wo sɛbe wo press anyoma no amom yɛ bom tuo kunkum omo a fasoɔ bɛn na saa mfasoɔ sika no wobɛnya firim busua civil war nya de papa ma ye mompa se bi beba ha na ye bom pae no se ma bi ma ha no e kire se ye nhwe na ye make sure se emra no be ye adwuma na eni kwan se emra e ye adwuma because e ye adwuma ma ebinim because omo no te power na emra no enye adwuma ma ebinim because omo no opposition. No, it shouldn't be so. When that thing happens, it brings confusion. It brings war. Enti media may say position that NDC parliamentarians they should take that position. They are the majority. Nobody can take it from them. The constitution is explicit. No judge can deceive Ghanaians. Because they are Juma wa Ghana. There are precedents. Juma wa Ghana. So no judge can tell us we enyamra. NDC for parliamentarians should stand on their feet. They are the majority. Either than that, they shouldn't allow anything to go on in parliament. Yenhwe nipa obelusu. Yenhwe nipa ebekwetiano. Yes, muna moti aban mu. Muna mu behia korom. Ede ateki some decisions bi animanim ha ya. Muna se bi omu behia se parliament nya adwuma NDC for to say parliament ya nya adwuma from now to say ebekọ election na affect omo enka omo because parliament no mo no enye hwe ma omo already nyomo nko mpese omo ye bebua Ghana for ko mo de ba mutugu because mo na mo carry majority mo na mo ye majority wo ho enti omo they stand saying they don't stand to lose anything abushafo enti mo na mo hia parliament say ebe gina ne nan so na mo nyina mo atumi aka mo adwuna boom whether we wo majority or minority enti sa mo say mo be gina de mo kan so de NDC parliamentarians should also do same. Mo ba na mo say we are majority, we are also majority. When they come and they sit at the majority place, mo so mo kwatena ho bi nkonya titi mo so mo ntana mu. Yes. Sani eti bia NDC MPP for to me ndi kan ma betena ho. Yes. Sani eti bia NDC for into me ma betena ho. MPP for to me ndi kan ma omunna mbom betena ho so mo twen say NDC for mra. Mo beba no binu bedi kan na ho ade ade asa. Mo beba no na ebinu so abefra from ni yin ete ho. They should make sure say if they dare they should make the offense saying the parliament ungovernable or unfunctionable. Yes. So what they say about the parliament should be unfunctionable and the end Juma Kopeng say it yebako election. Ni anhwe nipa obe lose because that part the parliament anya Juma abujanfo nothing can go on. Muntimi nya hwe. And our parliament achi na ko ye bidibi susu a wo nipa na wo take his up decision no a crime a illegal. The NDC4 has nothing to lose. This is most intimi ma on consensus. Mun yo mon be kasa ne ho ade ade na mun ntimi nya the right thing na they should also show them. This is a showdown time. This is a showdown time. What's almost what they say this time omon sa be shemanum because you are the majority. Nothing can stop it. Nobody can stop you. Ya bre ene ehunahuna, ya bre ene sabio efensen emra ye nisu okrum ha, ya bre ne sa corruption ni chese tyranny e koso ya bre nyoma e wo se sesa bushafo nyoma e wo se etumi esesa enti we ena ene asi e wo parliament. Yes, NDC for akasa edi afa ho bushafo mesraw se ubetie enkaboi eye border cross travel and tour for se wakwantu hu nsem bia se eye Europe, America, wherever opese ukọ akwantu hu nsem dia na ticketing hu nsem abusuya wo de frɛ online we na any omonka. They have never failed. They will never fail you. So muntimi nya omeka to so we there be enye possible. No matter kwan ombefa so ayama o ma ho atọ. Sika enko kam da. They are not like that. Abusuya number obetimi afrɛ na woni omo atwetwe enkomo 0303 977 006 0303 977 006 and that's 050041 00007 050041 00007 for border cross travel and tour for from Makachom say Pendream TV so na wonya number no said be ya ombetumi atene omani ade ahwe ye abusha for aha Pendream TV. Message also be subscribe to this channel. Like video, no na share to other platforms. Ma almost also enya bi enhwe. Watch the wadwen or comment section. Ya odwen ho fa ensema ya no kan nyina ho no. Message also obe comment or video na say edi aman. Pendream TV. Ya say edamu yopo.
Pendream TV. Nyame hira opa na edwuma kese a wo ye. De bia me hwe o YouTube and all other social media platforms. It's Ramongo follow Pendream TV. Very fantastic and doing a lot of the channel.
Dedi kama amena Pendream TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, Pendream TV.